Hello, fellow word wanderers. What if I told you that the most universally understood word on the planet, uttered in boardrooms, battlefields, and bedrooms alike, began not as a profound declaration, but as a deliberate, chuckle-worthy misspelling among a clique of snarky Boston intellectuals in the 1830s? Picture this. It's a crisp autumn evening in 1839 Boston. Gas lamps, casting flickering shadows on cobblestone streets, alive with the hum of horse-drawn carriages and the sharp wit of young literati. These were the days when America was stitching itself together and words were the thread, playful, provocative, and packed with punch. Today, we're diving deep into the mind-blowing origin of OK, from its cheeky birth as a fad to its unstoppable march as a global icon that binds us all. By the end, you'll never say it the same way again. And if you're already grinning at the thought of history's hidden hilarity, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our next linguistic adventure. Let's set the scene properly, because understanding OK means stepping into the chaotic, clever underbelly of antebellum Boston. The city was a powder keg of ideas, fresh off the revolution's glow, buzzing with abolitionist fervor and teeming with newspapers that weren't just news, they were battlegrounds for banter. Enter the old fogey crowd, a self-styled gang of young intellectuals, writers, and editors who fancied themselves the guardians of grammatical anarchy. Led by the irreverent Charles Gordon Green, editor of the Boston Morning Post, these folks weren't content with proper English. They thrived on twisting it into knots for laughs. Imagine a bunch of 20-somethings in dimly lit taverns, quaffing ale and concocting coded messages that only the in-crowd would get, like a 19th century version of internet memes. This was the era of the initialism fad, a short-lived but explosive trend where abbreviations were butchered on purpose to sound absurdly elite. Why? Pure snobbery mixed with satire. In a world where all right was as common as apple pie, these fogies wanted to one-up it with something knowingly wrong. Rhetorical question. What better way to signal you're smarter than the average Joe than by mangling your own language? Their arsenal included gems like KG for no go, a sarcastic nod to no go, or OW standing for all right, mocking all right, but the crown jewel, KC for Knuff CED, short for enough said. These weren't just typos. They were tiny rebellions against stuffy propriety, printed in newspapers to tickle the fancy of readers in the know. Picture Green scribbling away in his cluttered office, chuckling as he plotted the next linguistic prank. It was all in good fun, or so they thought. And here's where it gets deliciously ironic. This fad was born in a time of economic panic. The Panic of 1837 had left Boston reeling, banks failing, jobs vanishing, families scraping by. Yet, amid the gloom, humor was a lifeline. These misspelled abbreviations offered a brief escape, a wink that said, "We're in this mess together. But let's laugh at how we spell it." It's a reminder that even in hardship, human creativity finds a way to spell relief. As the fad fizzled among the elites, fading faster than a summer storm, it left behind a single survivor, poised for an unlikely resurrection. But that spark, it ignited in the pages of Green's own paper on a day that would etch OK into eternity. Fast forward to March 23, 1839. The Boston Morning Post hits the stands. Its second page, featuring a cheeky column by Green himself, tucked amid jabs at local politics and society, gossip is the line. OK, all correct. There it is, in black and white, all correct. A gleeful gutting of all correct. All correct wasn't new. It was a staple phrase in ledgers and letters, a simple stamp of approval for merchants confirming shipments or clerks tallying accounts. But green, he sliced it up with phonetic flair, turning a boring affirmative into a badge of bogus sophistication. Imagine the Post's readers, merchants, lawyers, housewives, squinting at the page, some scoffing, others smirking in recognition. Did it land with a thud or a titter? From the ripples it caused, I'd wager the latter. This wasn't isolated. The Post had been sprinkling these abominations for weeks. Just days earlier, on March 18th, it poked fun at a weather report with KGP for no go further, but OK stuck out, short, punchy, and perfectly primed for repetition. Eyewitness accounts from the era, pieced together by linguist Alan Walker, read decades later. Paint green as the merry mischief maker, using his bully pulpit to broadcast the joke nationwide. Reed, by the way, was the Sherlock Holmes of etymology. In the 1960s, he unearthed these clippings from dusty archives, proving beyond doubt that Boston was ground zero. Why did OK endure when its siblings sank? Suspense builds here. It was unpretentious, yet versatile, slipping into telegrams like a secret handshake. By summer 1839, rival papers from New York to Philadelphia were echoing it, turning a local lark into a linguistic wildfire. One fictionalized glimpse, though rooted in real merchant diaries, might show a Boston trader scrawling OK on a crate of codfish bound for Europe, unwittingly seeding its transatlantic voyage. Emotional pull in a divided young nation. OK whispered unity through simplicity. Yet, for all its charm, OK nearly vanished into obscurity. It simmered on the back burner of American slang, a curiosity for the clever, until fate or politics threw gasoline on the flame. What happened next would catapult it from parlor game to presidential punchline. Enter 1840 and the circus of the presidential election. Martin Van Buren, the incumbent Democrat from Kinderhook, New York, nicknamed Old Kinderhook or Little Magician for his sly deal-making, faced off against Whig hero William Henry Harrison. Campaigns back then were raucous affairs, torchlight parades, log cabin rallies, and slogans sharper than a bayonet. Van Buren's supporters, smelling a chance to mock the elite Whigs, dusted off OK from its Boston cradle. They rebranded it as an acronym for Old Kinderhook, plastering it on banners, buttons, and broadsides from Maine to Missouri. Vote OK, blared the headlines, twisting the fad's irony into electoral gold. Suddenly, what was once a misspelled jest became a battle cry, chanted by farmers and factory hands who saw in Van Buren a fighter against the panic's fallout. Picture the scene, a muddy rally in upstate New York, rain pattering on silk hats as orators thump pulpits roaring, "He's OK. Old Kinderhook is all correct for America." Harrison's camp tried AOE for off with his head, but it totally missed the mark. Van Buren lost the election in a landslide, but OK won big. Primary sources, like campaign pamphlets, archived at the Library of Congress, brim with these usages, showing how politics polished a prank into permanence. This boost wasn't just ink, it embedded OK in the American psyche. By 1842, it popped up in novels by the likes of James Fenimore Cooper, and diaries from westward pioneers noted it as shorthand for all's well on the Oregon Trail. rhetorical nudge. Ever wonder why some words stick like glue? OK rode the wave of democracy's raw energy, proving that even losers' legacies can redefine language. But America's story doesn't end at its borders. As the 19th century waned, OK hitched rides on steamships and telegraph wires, evolving from electioneering echo to everyday essential. Its next chapter. A world at war, where a two-letter word became a lifeline across oceans. Jump to the smoke and thunder of the 20th century. World War I trenches, where doughboys scribbled OK on letters home, signaling survival amid the mud. It crossed the Atlantic like contraband slang, baffling Brits who dismissed it as Yankee gibberish. Yet, by armistice, Tommy Atkins was grunting OK over rations, proof that war forges linguistic bonds faster than treaties. World War II amplified it exponentially. G is in Europe, and the Pacific flashed OK thumbs-ups, a silent semaphore that transcended tongues. Declassified military memos from the Signal Corps show OK as code for message received in radio chatter. Simple, snappy, and saviors in the chaos. Imagine a pilot, engines roaring, hearing Roger, OK crackle through static. In that instant, it's more than affirmation, it's hope incarnate. Post-war, the American century exported OK via Hollywood reels and Coca-Cola crates. In Japan, it morphed into OK desu, a polite nod in boardrooms. In Brazil, OKA spiced samba lyrics. UNESCO logs from the 1950s note it as the first truly global word, outpacing hello in universality. Emotional layer. For immigrants docking at Ellis Island, whispering OK was a talisman of assimilation, a bridge from old worlds to new. Even in Cold War shadows, OK infiltrated the Iron Curtain. Soviet defectors' accounts, tucked in CIA files, recall it slipping through Samistit presses as a subtle fuck you to censors, too innocuous to ban. By the space race, astronauts buzzed OK, Houston from orbit, beaming it to billions via grainy TV screens. Suspenseful twist. What if OK had stayed a Boston boutique? We'd lack this unassuming unifier in our fractured globe. Its wanderings weren't always smooth. Cultural clashes arose, like French purists dubbing it Anglo-Saxon pollution in the 1960s. But resilience won today. It's in 4,000 plus languages, from Mandarin, OK, to Swahili Sawa, which ironically predates it, but now nods in homage. Of course, no epic lacks rivals claiming the throne. For decades, OK's origin was an etymological whodunit, with tall tales vying for the spotlight. Woodrow Wilson swore it stemmed from Choctaw OK, a nod to native wisdom he encountered in his southern youth. Charming? Yes. Accurate? Reed's research shredded it. OK was a later borrowing, not the source. Then there's the Scottish OCA, the Highlander grunt for agreement. Or the Mandingo OK West African ascent carried on slave ships. These persist in folklore, fueled by 19th century linguists romanticizing roots. But primary evidence, those post-clippings, pins it squarely on Boston's butchers. Why the myths? They flatter our desire for deeper, more exotic pedigrees. OK, as a fad, feels too frivolous for its fame. One wilder yarn, during the 1830s cholera scare, OK marked houses free of the plague, 0 killed. Gripping, but bogus. Plague records show no such shorthand. Reed, in his Marathon Columbia University seminars, methodically debunked these in the 1960s, consulting eyewitness letters and ledgers that screamed all correct. It's a masterclass in scholarly sleuthing, turning dusty doubts into definitive dawn. These debunkings don't diminish, okay? They elevate it. Born of jest, not destiny. Its triumph is purer. Proof that the best ideas bubble up from the bottom, unscripted and unstoppable. Thought-provoker, in our meme-saturated age, isn't okay the original viral hit? Flash to now. Okay pulses in our pockets. Siri chirps it back at commands. Emojis amplify it with thumbs. Even Alexa, in a cosmic loop, echoes the 1839 spark. Nielsen data shows we utter it 2,000 times yearly. More than love or sorry. It's the neutral ninja of nods, slipping into therapy sessions. Okay, that makes sense. Or tense negotiations. Okay, deal. Culturally, it's shapeshifter supreme. In texting, okay drips sarcasm. In aviation, okay saves lives. Pop icons bow. The Beatles warble it in Come Together. Jay-Z flips it in bars. Yet, its power lies in humility. No ego, just efficacy. Personal story time. I once watched a Tokyo street vendor and a lost Aussie tourist bond over a mutual okay. Barriers crumbled in 2 letters. Heartwarming, right? Challenges loom, though. Gen Z dubs it boomer, opting for bet or cap. But data from Oxford suggests okay endures, evolving, not expiring. Speculative spark. As AI chats globalize, might okay become the Esperanto we never planned? Its legacy, a testament that whimsy can weld worlds. So, from a foggy Boston quip to the lexicon's linchpin, okay proves language thrives on accident and audacity, a fad that outlasted fashions, a joke that joined humanity. Key takeaway: the smallest seeds sow the widest harvests. Next time you say it, feel the 1839 echo. What overlooked word in your life hides a saga like this? Share in the comments. Your stories fuel our fire. If this journey left you linguistically lit, smash like, subscribe for more hidden histories, and drop a bell-ringing hello. Until next time, stay curious, word wanderers. Everything's okay.